What's going on, Capital Extra? It's your boy Robert Bruce, and I am on the Black Panther red carpet. It's not really red, but it's going to be sick anyway. We're going to be talking to all of our favourite stars from the films and some other cool people too. Give it locked.
What's going on,
Mr. Michael B. Jordan, how are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Looking sharp as per usual.
Yeah, you as well, man.
Nice one. So you got to play a villain in this film. How did that feel?
It felt fun. You know, no restraints, no boundaries, man. I kind of left it all out there, so it was kind of, you know, interesting to play, to bring our grounded kind of nature to an antagonist that, you know, could have been just a, you know, typical twirl your mustache, blow things up, and, you know, take over the world type thing. I wanted people to understand where he was coming from and his pain and his rage.
I play Nakia. She's a war dog, which means she's an undercover spy for Wakanda, and her job is to go out into the world, observe what's going on, and report back to Wakanda. So she's quite stealthy. She's a lone wolf. She has her opinions. She sometimes disagrees with the king. They have a complicated relationship. She's cool.
How did this Klaw differ to the Klaw you played in the Avengers?
I think he's the same Klaw. He's just slightly more unhinged over the years. You know, he's lost his arm. He's now craving vibranium, and that obsession, I think, has turned him into. I think it's just slightly twisted him even further. And now he's got some power with his sonic disruptor. He's all out to you know, cause as much havoc as he can and get back at T'Challa and expose Wakanda for being a country that pretends to be poor, but really is. You know, they're all sitting on the world's wealth.
I feel like Nakia and I are similar in the sense that we feel a sense of duty to our people and, you know, very loyal. I also think we're independent in similar ways, you know. She's a little more badass than I am. I aspire to be like that whoop-ass, yeah.
I am joined with the main man himself, Daniel. What's happening?
What's going on, bro? You good?
Not too bad. Trim's looking sharp.
We're out here, man. We're trying to. Your trim's looking good. Yeah, looking out here. What is it? Today you got little small.
Morning, Tig.
Guys.
Listen, at what point of this film, from the call up to filming, did you know how important and how big it was going to be?
I think when I was on set, I don't think that way. I just do. I go, that makes sense. I feel it. And when I was on set, I was like, everyone had a different haircut. It's like little things like that. You kind of go, wow, this is gonna. I've never seen anything like this before. And I think there's a coronation scene when Chadwick comes out at the Warrior Falls. I was like, I have never seen anything like this. So I thought, oh, this is gonna be way bigger. If a little kid sees this, they're gonna be like, what is this? So that's at that moment on set.
The figures from this film just show how massive it is. At what point did you know that this is gonna be a really influential piece of film?
I mean, I think going into it, you know, with the script and, you know, the cast and Ryan Coogler as a director, like, we hoped that we would be able to do something special. The response and what we've had thus far, I don't think anybody could have anticipated. So we're just, you know, we're along for the ride just like everybody else, and it's been mind-blowing.
I think it's going to be really important. There's been a lot of talk, obviously, because it's a predominantly black cast, and, you know, it's a black superhero movie, and it is the first of its kind. But I mean, we shouldn't be having to celebrate that now in 2018. It's ridiculous that it's taken so long, but it has taken this long. And, you know, with Black Lives Matters and Oscars So White and all of the movements that are sort of pushing against, you know, assigned narratives, you know, I think it's got a good chance of really making a big sea change now, which is incredible.
This film, right? You were in the middle of a group of very, very powerful women. How did it feel to be a part of that on such a big stage?
It was amazing. You know, I mean, it was really like we got to collaborate on our characters. I loved Ryan's vision for our characters. I loved bringing it to life and showing these very complex, empowered African women who were functioning at the peak of their potential. And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have in the continent and across the world, is that girls and women don't get to function at the peak of their potential. And we lose out so much when we don't see that. When we don't see their power, when we don't get to experience their brilliance, because they're being held back by institutions and you know, structures of oppression. And so I love that this is an example that says, you know what, maybe we should let ladies out and let them do their thing, you know. And I love how uncontained the women of Wakanda are.
I mean, it's interesting stuff about my relationship with Africa, you know, like, because my family's from Uganda, so just the kind of like the themes of Eric Killmonger within this film and how it spoke to me. it's kind of like, oh wow, like I do feel kind of like just because you're born in England, you kind of feel you're from there, and everyone looks like you, but you're not from there, and that kind of being at sea and coming to terms with that really, those themes really spoke to me in this.
In terms of the film itself, how important do you think it was to show Africa in that light?
I think it's really important because you know what this film does? Somehow, it because of all the research that went into it, Wakanda is a fictitious nation, but its influences are derived from real Africa. So all the costumes, the sets, the culture, you know, we speak Xhosa in this film, you know, all those things are really celebrating real African culture, and we're seeing it in a vibrant light, you know, in an aspirational light. Something that, you know, those of us from the continent, we are aware of those things, but all too often they fall behind and they're not appreciated. And so hopefully this is like recognizing for all those of us there and for those of us outside, you know, Africa is a wealthy nation. And this is just paying the respects it deserves, you know, and that is very exciting.
And for young actors on the rise, young actors, how do you feel them seeing this would impact them going forward with their career and their life choices?
Hopefully impact me the way Ashley Walters impacted me. Do you know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, we can do this. Oh, this is possible. Let's keep going. If I've got a dream, then that's a ray of hope, you know?
And that is it. The cast have come and gone. They're actually inside, gonna watch the film. I don't know how many times they have watched it by now, but they said some really, really cool stuff. That is it from me on the Black Panther red carpet.